Hello and welcome back to There is an Angel for That. My name is Yvonne. Now, I want to do something a little bit different this week. Before we dive into the astrology and before we pull our cards, I just want you, if you're able to, just to take in a nice deep breath. And if it feels comfortable, you can place one hand or two hands over your heart. And I just want you to ask yourself, what area of my life is ready for movement right now? And just think about it for a moment and ask, is it your career? Is it your relationships? Is it your health? Is it your finances? Your purpose? Or maybe it's even a relationship you've been building with yourself. And, I just want you to notice what comes up. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Just notice. Okay? Because what I'm really sensing for this week is that I just feel like there's something that's ready to move on. Okay? And when I sat with the energy of this week, there was one specific word that just kept coming into me, and the word was movement. I even want to move my body as I was thinking and saying it. It's movement. Because this week, what's happening is we are building towards something that's actually really significant. On June the 14th, just looking at my little astrology calendar here, we do have that new moon in Gemini. Now, new moons, they're always about that fresh start, that blank page. It's a moment that I love setting intentions, planting seeds for what it is that you want to call in. And what I love about this particular new moon is that Gemini is that sign of ideas and communication, curiosity. It's that beautiful spark of, what if? And here's what makes this week really interesting is because Mercury, which is Gemini's ruling planet, is currently in Cancer, which means this new moon, it actually has this really beautiful twist to it. Okay? The energy, it wants you to think. It wants you to plan, to move forward with your ideas. But Mercury in Cancer, it's just there and it's just like whispering, make sure it feels right to do that. Okay? And not just smart, not just logical, but aligned, intentional, yours. So, to me, this feels just like a beautiful week to ask yourself, am I moving or am I just staying busy? Okay, and what I'm going to do is, I got my beautiful cards here with me, so I'm just going to knock in the energy and ask Archangel Michael to bless and protect them, and just give a quick shuffle, and I just want to ask, what's the general message that our angels want us to know for this week? Okay, now the first card that I have coming through here is, and I'm going to hold it up for you if I can here, this is the Knight of Fire card. It's beautiful, beautiful energy on the card. It's quick, it's fast, right? It's all about movement. It's all about passion, momentum, confidence, adventures, the biggest one that always comes to my mind. But there's also courage that comes in with this card as well. And what I'm really sensing here is that many of you might be feeling a spark this week. It could be that idea, that vision, that desire, pull, I'm feeling this pull towards something bigger. Maybe it might even be something you've been talking yourself out of, or maybe something that just simply refuses to leave your heart is kind of what I'm feeling. Okay. And also what I'm feeling here is that something keeps calling you, and there may be a reason. And you want to know what? That's not restlessness. And that is not distraction. I really feel like that's your soul trying to get your attention. And again, with this new moon in Gemini arriving at the end of the week, the timing couldn't be more perfect to say yes to that spark. So if there's something that's been calling you lately that you keep pushing away, you know, then that's my message that's coming in for that. All right. Now, I also want to see what our angels want to tell us in terms of any challenges that might be coming forward this week. Well, okay. And the card that I pulled, we have a major arcana card coming in here. Hold it up. I'm hoping that you can see it okay. It is the Wise Counselor card. All right. Now, the challenge card, Wise Counselor, it often shows up when I want to say the first thing coming to my mind here, there's wisdom available. There is that guidance that's available. There is also this beautiful support that is available. But sometimes the challenge that comes with this is actually slowing down long enough to receive that, okay? So what I'm really sensing here is that your challenge this week, it may not be taking the action. It may actually be making sure the action is rooted in this beautiful wisdom, all right? Not ego, not pressure, not comparison, but the truth, right? And this is exactly what I talked about earlier with that Mercury, that in that Cancer. That's what that energy is asking us to do, right? And this new moon, it wants you to move. And the Wise Counselor, the interesting thing, it wants you to pause just for a moment though, and only to ask, you know, is this aligned? Is this wise? Is this truly mine? Because purposeful movement and that impulsive movement, they can look like the same from the outside, but they can actually feel very, very different on the inside. All right. So just taking a look at the two cards that we have here, these two cards, when you look at them, somebody might say to me, geez, Yvonne, these look like they actually are very contradicting to each other. And these two cards, what I want to say to you is they're not competing with each other. I really feel like what the Knight is saying here is it says move. But the Wise Counselor, it's not contradicting it. It's saying move, but it wants you to move wisely. Okay. And that combination, I really think this is where some of that magic is. That's where the magic is coming in and where it's going to happen for you for this week, okay? So now I also want to take a look to see what that opportunity that might be coming in. Oh, I got one card that just went out here. Oh, and such a beautiful card here. I'll see if I can hold it up where you can see it here. It is the 10 of Water card. Such a beautiful, beautiful card. So the 10 of Water for me, it's all about joy. It's about emotional fulfillment. It's about love, connection, family, peace, the kind of success that actually feels good. And I'm really going here like on the inside. And so what I'm really sensing is that your opportunity this week, well, it might be just to remember what you started in the first place. Okay, what truly matters? Who truly matters? What's success? And what does that actually mean to you? Because the 10 of Water, it's not asking how much I can achieve. It's actually asking how much can I feel? Okay, will this still matter to me? Especially when you look back on this time of your life, right? Will all of this that you've been doing, will all of this have been worth it? And I want to say to you guys that, you know, that's a really beautiful question, you know, and especially it's a great question right now to sit with under this new moon energy that's coming, right? That's when the slate is clean, and this is where these intentions are going to be nice and fresh. So taking a look at all of the cards that we have coming up for this week here as a whole, you know, I really feel like for you guys this week, it's going to begin with this beautiful spark. It just feels like, you know, something is calling you forward, and that's the energy we get from this card here. And then when life asks you to pause to make sure that that spark is truly yours, that's where this beautiful Wise Counselor card is going to come in. All right. And then I feel like just on the other side of this, that's where that kind of, that fulfillment, that it just doesn't look good. It actually feels good. That's what the 10 of water is all about. And again, it's that new moon in Gemini that we're going to be having on the 14th. That, guys, is your invitation to, really plant the seeds for that. And just taking a look to see what we have for our angelic support. Of course, court cards don't have angels on it, but we do have beautiful Archangel Sandalphon coming in here. I love working with him to stay grounded, so he's going to be a really good support help for that. He can help you listen. He can help you hear the guidance, and especially beneath if there's lots of noise or things that are going on, okay? And then for our beautiful Archangel Jophiel, as I always say every time I talk about her, my beautiful sunshine angel, she can really remind you that, that success means very little if your heart isn't in it. That's the biggest message that I am getting from her right now. All right. And one sign, because I love doing this, I love thinking of the sign and symbol that can help anchor it in this week. And the first one that's popping into my mind right now is I'm getting a feather. So I would say to you, if you're going on a walk, like take a look, you might find feathers in the most unexpected places. You might even actually see one on social media. Dreams, I always say dreams because you just never know what's going to come into dreams. So if you have a feather that shows up for you this week or repeatedly shows up for me, I want you to take that as just this really beautiful reminder that your angels, they just might be gently guiding you on your next step. Okay, so I really hope that this message has found you exactly where you need to be in the right time. I'd love to know if there was a card that stood out for you, and as well, if you do come across feathers this week, what were you thinking when you got them? What did they represent from you? Please let me know in the comments below, or you can go to my Facebook group, Angels and Intuition. Always love hearing about that. Please remember to hit the like or subscribe button. And guys, I want you to always remember, no matter what your situation is, there is an angel for that. So angel blessings to you all. I wish you all such an amazing, abundant week, and I will see you again next week. Take care.